What going YouTube, man? It's your boy Smalls. I'm coming at y'all buzz with another video, man. And today, as I can see, reacting to how Shai figured out the Wemby problem. Now, I think this video was before the Spurs went down 2-1, bro. Yeah, hey, forget Shai, bro. It's that bench. That bench the problem and also with the flopping and, you know what I'm saying, the rest. But we're gonna get all of that in video, man. But hey, man, if you did click on this video, I truly do appreciate you watching. You know what I'm saying? Hope you're having a great, fantastic day. And shout out to Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on me to be here. And I gotta be here. Never done for us. Truly, I'm also live on Twitch. Y'all heard the man LP. Man, come watch your reaction live, bro. You know you want to, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want a cookie? You know what I'm saying? You want some treats? Come to the stream, man. I got you, bro. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to it, baby.
After dropping a double overtime thriller to open the Western Conference Finals, the Thunder responded with all the right adjustments in Game 2. Some of the credit belongs to their coaching staff, but the biggest reason for the turnaround was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the way he seemingly solved the Victor Wembanyama.
No, I ain't gonna say nothing, bro.
In today's video brought to you by Prize
Yeah.
Isaiah, they wanted this
we ain't got time
to
for
figure
that.
out. But first, we have to understand what worked for the Spurs in Game 1.
Yeah.
Isaiah Hartenstein only played about 2 minutes against
Dog, Isaiah Hartenstein, that's not even like a scheme. Nah, that's just dirty.
Instead, OKC went with a 5-out look. They wanted to space him out and force the Spurs to close out to shooters. What? That didn't go as planned. If Caruso was on the court, that was Wemby's matchup. No matter where he
went to plan. That brother wasn't missing.
Abandoned him to guard the paint. They let him take as many threes as he wanted. If Caruso wasn't out there, Wemby guarded whoever was in the corner. That way, he's always in position to roam behind the play and take away the rim. The idea was to make anybody but Shai beat them and funnel shot attempts to their worst scorers, which they were able to do against any offensive team.
It ain't working because all of a sudden these boys, especially after Game 3, they don't miss.
This time, Caruso cuts baseline, but Wemby just stays in the paint. More importantly, look at how they're protecting the middle of the floor, with 2 help defenders sitting in the gap.
That's smart.
There's nowhere for him to go, except over the top of a contest. Anytime he got the ball in the middle of the floor, he was staring down a wall.
All right, if y'all SGA, what y'all doing right here, man? You see the floor, you see the greatest defensive player ever right here. I think the only option is drive this way. Obviously, if you can't go about this way, just swing the rock, bro. I'm not gonna lie, there's not much you can do here.
They boxed off the paint so that he couldn't get to his spots in the middle.
See what I told you? You're trying to get right here. Obviously, he gonna come slide help, swing it. One of these two. Bro, did you react to this? I was streaming the stream, keep tweaking.
He makes the right decision.
All right, bet. I got you, bro. All right, my boy.
Defense wants him to make. It didn't really matter who was on him at the point of attack. They could switch every screen as long as somebody was in front of him to bring pressure. Then they'd aggressively play the gaps to keep him away from the paint. And if he somehow found a way to sneak through, he just ran right into Wemby. Yeah. The Thunder tried to attack this by manipulating matchups. They know Wemby's going to guard whoever's closest to the basket. So by moving J-Dub to the dunker, they can force a matchup that they like. The only problem is that Wemby's not a mismatch.
Yeah, see, yeah. That's not,
move his feet to continue.
Give me that, Goofy. What's wrong with him?
Take away the rim. Here's another example for
he blocked that.
Wemby's on J-Dub in the strong side corner. When Shai drives, he slides over, knowing he has the length and agility to recover, run him off the line, turn away a drive, and force somebody else to beat them. There were, however,
seeing Ludor shoot threes, bro, I love when I see that ball going there. Cause I know out of everybody, I feel like he got a higher chance of missing. I mean, he had some of them, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Overcommit to the ball. That's when the Spurs would X out, using their speed to take away the spot up 3 and force a much tougher look. All that's to say, when Shai played from the middle of the floor, he couldn't find any space whatsoever inside the arc. The Spurs did a great job of taking the ball out of his hands and making other guys take shots. Caruso was the only one actually taking advantage. That prompted another attempt at a counter from OKC. Instead of playing from the middle, Shai started attacking an empty side of the court, to which Wemby rotates from the opposite corner to fully commit to the ball and take away his space.
That's a good block,
it didn't take much to force the ball out of his hands. He couldn't get baseline without Wemby trapping him. Then once he swung the ball, everybody rotated one pass over.
That's one thing I will say about SGA. This man don't really turn the ball over, and he's just actually smart. That's one thing I will say about SGA, bro. I feel like he's very smart with the rock. I'll give him that.
To not give up a high-quality look from 3. Whether he was playing from the middle or from the corner, if Shai wanted to get his game off, he'd have to look for offense over the top. And in Game 1, he just couldn't hit shots. He made 7 of his 23 field goals.
Yeah, you live off him. If he hit shots like that, bro, you're going to live off of that, bro.
Spurs weren't stressed in any way. At no point were they at risk of breaking down. They completely dictated OKC's shot diet. In game 2, though, things started to open up, not just for Shai, but for the entire team. So what did they change, and why did it work? Before we get into that, I want to give
Wait, hold on. The highlight we were watching was all game 1? I thought that was game 2.
A big adjustment for the Thunder was to
incorporate
this
is
more
game
movement
2.
into
I'm
their
tweaking.
offense. When Shai gets the ball and draws help from the weak side, instead of everybody spotting up, Caruso cuts from the wing, which occupies this defender. Then Dort floats into that open space to make himself a target, getting the Spurs into rotation, and eventually leaving Jay Will by himself. That's a great shot for the Thunder. It wasn't just cutters and shooters, though. They also started Shai
a Hall of Fame spot-up shooter, bro. Like,
off the ball more. This time he curls off a screen to catch the ball in the pinch post, moving his point of attack a little bit closer to the basket. Wemby can't stay in the paint forever. He has to tag Hartenstein to avoid a 3-second call. Shai waits for that exact moment before driving into an easy flow.
is that not a foul?
Second call. Shai waits for that exact moment before
Yo, ref! Come on, dog.
he has
Come on, dog.
to avoid a 3-second call.
Come
Shai
on, bro. He could, bro. This man could literally launch his elbow out of pot. Like, come on, bro.
Moment before driving into an easy floater. Here's another example.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, no, the OKC's whistle was actually crazy. I swear, if anyone on the Spurs, this is a foul.
Basket.
This ref, great one. Let's ain't hard. Nah, great angle. This ref, great angle. This ref, great angle.
Can't stay
This is in 5K pixelation. I mean, 5K, no pixels, bro.
3-second call.
How is this not a foul? Like, come on, bro. This is clear as day. He just got his arms up, like he was like this. This man Shai gonna clamp his arm down. Like, bro, come on, bro.
Moment before driving into an
I see White Castle be getting mad because I didn't make no
Shai
sense.
starts this play in the corner. They bring him to the ball with a down screen and then a handoff, while J-Dub floats deeper on the wing. By making the defense move even just a little bit, it's a lot easier to find little pockets of space. There's something else I want you to focus on, though. When Shai drives, Hartenstein sets a mean Gortat screen so that Wemby's not in position to help, which is something we saw all night.
Disgusting,
There's
bro.
something else I want you to focus on, though. When Shai drives,
man, he's dang near. He's shoving him out the way.
Wemby's not.
He might as well just say clear the lane. Like, come on.
Space. There's something else I want you to focus on, though. When Shai drives, Hartenstein sets a mean Gortat screen so that Wemby's not in position to help, which is something we saw all night long. Instead of going 5 out like in game 1, they kept him on the court, and his role on offense was that of a lineman. I'm not even exaggerating. His job was to block Wemby and create space for Shai.
Like,
remember,
bro, what
kind
of hoops is this?
If he plays on an empty side, it's Wemby's job to help. But iHeart doesn't let him. So you end up with Shai against a mismatch in space.
Okay, well, I mean, that's
fair
fair enough. Whatever.
You can start Shai off the ball and have him move into the Hartenstein roadblock. Notice how Isaiah Joe is one pass away. Vassell can't play the gap. Now Wemby's isolated against Shai, and that's a great look from mid-range. Here's another example. iHeart starts with the ball up top, Shai separates, and they set up pick and roll. But when he rolls, he's not rolling to score. He's rolling to block. Help has to come from the perimeter, and Shai kicks it out to Wallace, who's left with a great look from 3. It's really interesting to think about the concept
I hate
of
the way the
spacing.
Thunder play.
We associate that word with
bro.
3-point shooting, because in theory you're spreading the floor and opening up the paint. But their 5 out in game 1 wasn't actually putting any pressure on Wemby to make decisions. He just sat in the paint anyways while everybody rotated around him. Hartenstein, as a non-shooter, created a lot more space, not just by landing big screens or blocking Wemby from helping, but by getting to his signature push shot. Remember, when Shai plays from up top, they're walling off the paint. If he finds a way to get into the defense, Wemby's waiting underneath the basket to help. He can't cover both the rim and the push shot, though. So the Thunder took advantage of that with the way
that push shot is tough. I can't hit on that, bro.
When Shai plays from the corner, Wemby's there to help. By putting Hart in the middle of the floor, then having a cutter dive from the weak side, Wemby has to be in 2 places at once. Here's what it looked like when everything I've talked about came together. Shai attacks one-on-one, and iHeart does his best impression of an all-pro offensive lineman to create a lane.
Like, dog, like, come on, bro. Like, it's sad when a dude is literally breaking it down. We're talking about basketball. This man is saying Isaiah Hartenstein is an all-pro lineman, gang. Like, this is F-tier basketball. This is like the Thunder just make. Look at this, bro. Like, come on, gang.
All-pro offensive lineman to create a lane.
He
gets to the paint, which clears space for Chet to move into a driving lane. Wemby steps up, and they get a dunk. Of course, Hartenstein couldn't play 48 minutes. They did still go 5 out.
This man is not even playing basketball, bro. Literally, bro.
Shai with space to turn the
He
corner,
blocked better than
and
Troy
Caruso
Williams,
with a
gang.
wide open top of the key.
He need to go to the
They
NFL.
actually went
Forget
to this exact
basketball, bro.
setup a
He
few
ain't playing
times down the
basketball.
stretch
He
of
ain't even
game
no
one.
hooper, bro.
With nobody on the wings, it's harder to send help to the middle. With Wemby and drop, he has to concede the pick and pop, which Caruso took advantage of. But this action was more about creating space for Shai to attack the middle of the floor. With Wemby by himself, he can go right at him and do what he does best from the mid-range. That's what we saw in game 2. Notice the spacing. Chet's in the dunker with McCain in the strong side corner. There's no way for them to bring help. It's Shai against a dropping Wemby. That's a matchup he can win.
Shai's mid-range game is such
So
a
the Spurs
problem,
switched it
bro.
up.
Such a
Instead of
problem,
leaving
bro.
Wemby on Caruso, they went to a zone. The Thunder had counters though. Again, look at the spacing. Their second best creator is one pass away on the wing. Their best shooter is in the strong side corner, while their best play finisher is on the weak side. Caruso screens to force 2 on Shai, then gets the ball in the short roll while Chet dives. Wemby steps up, and they've got a lob. They went right back to it a play later. The Spurs load up early, so Caruso slips to the middle of the floor. Then he fakes
Zone,
a pass to
that's
McCain
not
to
working
create
for
space.
sure.
Wemby once again steps up, leaving Mitchell with easy points at the rim. I want to take a second to talk about McCain because he's played a huge role in opening up OKC's.
It's not even game 3. See, bro, like, this man, I mean, he was obviously playing huge in game 2, but, man, bro, like, these role players, bro, in the 6th minute of the year want to be butts.
He didn't shoot well in game 2, but the threat of his jump shot helped them counter a bunch of different looks. For example, in some of those 5-out lineups, they'd put him deep on the wing 1 pass away. After the Spurs load up on Shai, he demands a closeout. Then he can put the ball down and find good offense off the catch. More importantly though, he was the counter when the Spurs started sending hard doubles to get the ball out of Shai's hands. With Mitchell 1 pass away, he'll catch and go, forcing them into rotation. That leaves McCain on an island, where he gets his easiest shot of the entire season. He unlocks a lot of different alignments. This time, he's the guy
The fact that the 76ers gave this man away for a bag of chips. Like, y'all are some... I ain't lied, bro. The Clippers already literally created this entire team dang near. And now the 76ers just can't do nothing right, huh? They be selling the playoffs, bro. You know what I'm saying? Their organization just, I don't know what happened. They failed AI. And they just gave Jeremy Kane to the Thunder for the free. Like, the 76, bro, we need to be mad at them too now.
1 pass away. Like I said, he demands a closeout. Then he's quick to move the ball to Mitchell for an open corner 3 of his own. It's less about whether or not these shots are dropping and more about the quality. The Spurs could no longer dictate where the Thunder went with the ball. Shai was reading these doubles, making the right decisions, and their best shooters were getting great looks. Eventually, the shots are going to drop.
It's true,
This all
bro.
comes
Shots
back
ain't
to
always
Shai's
gonna
process,
miss,
though.
bro.
He knew when to
Especially
be
if it's a
passive.
good shot,
He
bro.
also
At
knew
some
when to
point, it's
assert
gonna
himself,
fall, bro.
attack the double, and force the issue as a scorer. And that balance between moving the ball or picking his spots led to a complete offensive masterpiece. OKC figuring out their rotations and their spacing relies on him making the right decisions, which he consistently did all night long. Like on this play from the final minute of the game. Just like in game 1, when he gets the ball on an empty side, Wemby's gonna commit to his drive. So he just creates separation early
That's a
and finds an
push-off,
open
bro.
mid-range jumper. That was the dagger. Or how about this one from the third?
I mean, nah, that
he
wasn't
goes to
that
work
bad,
against
not gonna
Carter
lie. I'm
Bryant
thinking of a different
one-on-one,
one.
threatens a drive to spin him out of his shoes, and this shot is like a layup for him. It felt like he didn't waste a single movement throughout the entire game, which especially stood out in his use of pace. He took every opportunity to get out in transition. That way, the Spurs couldn't set their defense, and he could get to his spots without
Hang on,
aggressive
watching
help.
Shai
He
is
was
looking
playing
poetic,
fast,
though, bro.
not rushed. There's a difference.
Like, even though I
after
hate the
gaining an
Thunder, bro,
advantage,
like-
he was reading the defense, letting the play materialize, and hunting.
I'm
for
not
the
gonna
best
lie, bro.
possible
Once you
opportunity.
take out all the flopping, which he flops a lot, excluding the flopping, bro, Shai is one of the most, like, as a hooper, bro, he's one of the most enjoyable players to watch, bro. Excluding the flopping. Now, flopping included, he be blowing me. But, like, he makes great decisions, bro. His pace is beautiful. Nice mid-range bag. He be hitting some tough shots, bro. It's just the foul baiting, bro. I can't do it. But outside of that, this man is art to watch, bro. Like, he's somebody you would genuinely, like, watch to study, bro. Just study their game just because of the way he played.
That was probably the single biggest difference between games 1 and 2. along with the fact that he just
Like,
started
that's
hitting
just
more
so
shots.
tough, gang.
In game 1, he made 5 of
And
his
I hate the
16
Thunder,
two
but I'm
pointers.
just
He
saying,
couldn't buy
like,
a
you
bucket.
gotta love
In
it.
game
You gotta
2, he
love
shot
when it's
12 of
pure,
21
when he's
inside
pure
the arc,
hooping.
completely
The times he
torching the
is.
NBA's best paint defense. And he did so while only turning the ball over once. His process was nearly flawless, which is why their offense operated at a completely different level. On average, teams in the playoffs are scoring a little under 113 points every 100 possessions. Through the first 2 rounds, the Spurs held their opponents to less than 104 points.
Hey.
Elite defense. During Shai's minutes in game 1, the Thunder fell below that mark, only posting an offensive rating of 99. In game 2, though, they blitzed them with a rating of 132, historically efficient. As a
The game
team,
was
the
still
Thunder
close,
figured
bro.
out all of their biggest
Crazy.
problems.
With no
They found
Dylan
ways
Harper
to
in
create space,
third, late,
found
mid
ways to get the Spurs
to
into
fourth quarter.
rotation, and found
Mid
ways to
third or
funnel
fourth
shots
quarter,
where
no
they
De'Aaron
wanted them to
Fox.
go instead of vice versa, which all started with Shai. Although he recorded 30 points and 9 assists, I actually don't think the box score does his performance justice. Like I said, this was a complete offensive masterpiece. The MVP of the league stared down an elite defense, sending everything his way, and picked them apart.
Hartenstein K, bro. Flopper K, bro. Refs K, man. Spurs and 5. I mean, Spurs and 7. Have a blessed in Jesus' name.